You know that in-between time, when you're not really a kid anymore, but you're definitely not an adult yet. It's this period of just incredible, sometimes totally chaotic change. Our source material gives us this perfect way to think about it. It's like a bridge. So in this explainer, we're going to walk across that bridge together and really try to understand what it means to go from childhood into adulthood.
I mean, it's a feeling we've all had at some point, right? That sense of just looking around and looking inside yourself and thinking, why is this so intense? Why does everything all of a sudden feel so complicated? It's really the question that gets right to the heart of the whole experience.
And here it is. The answer is so simple, but it's also really profound. It feels complicated because you're not supposed to have it all figured out yet. You're in motion, you're on a journey, and getting this one idea that this is a transition, not the final stop, that is the absolute key to understanding everything else.
Okay, so what does this bridge of change actually look like? If it's a journey, what really defines the path? Let's break down exactly what this in-between stage is all about. Now, the key word here is rapid. These are not slow, gentle shifts we're talking about. These are massive, connected changes happening all at the same time across every single part of your being, your body, your mind, your feelings, your social life. It's really no wonder it can feel so overwhelming. So how long is this journey anyway? Well, this bridge usually spans the years from around age 12 to 19, and it often kicks off with puberty. But, and this is so important, everyone starts this journey at a different time and travels at their own pace. It's not a race, It's your own unique path.
So if you had to boil it all down, this would be it. Adolescence is a temporary state of being in motion. It's defined by incredibly fast change, which of course means you're constantly having to adjust. That's pretty much the core of the experience.
To really get a handle on this journey, our source material brilliantly breaks it down into 4 huge transformations, and thinking about them one by one helps make the whole thing feel a lot less chaotic. So let's start with the most obvious one. First up is the physical. I mean, this is the transformation you can literally see in the mirror every single day as your body goes through this complete overhaul to get ready for adulthood. So the big 3 physical changes are a sudden growth spurt, the development of sexual characteristics, and this huge surge of new hormones that's fueling the whole thing. And because this happens at totally different rates for everyone, it can be the source of a lot of self-consciousness and anxiety. Okay, so now let's move from the outside in. Happening right alongside all those physical shifts is an emotional transformation that is every bit as intense. It basically creates this kind of internal roller coaster. Remember those hormones we just mentioned? Well, they have a huge impact here. They lead to mood swings and this new heightened sensitivity to everything. But that growing desire for independence, that's not just about pushing people away. It's really the first step toward building your very own separate identity. So, along with the body and the emotions, the mind itself is getting a major upgrade. This cognitive transformation is a fundamental shift in how you're able to think about and process the world. All of a sudden, you can think about big, abstract ideas like justice or fairness. You can reason logically and actually start planning for the future. And this new ability to think critically, that's exactly why teens start questioning rules and authority. They're not just trying to be difficult, they're flexing new mental muscles for the first time. And finally, all of these internal changes, the physical, the emotional, and the cognitive, they have a massive impact on your external world, on your relationships. They completely redraw the social map of a teenager's life. This is when your friends can start to feel like everything. As you naturally start to pull away from your parents, your peer group becomes this super critical space to figure out who you are. Their acceptance feels vital because it's a huge part of that search for your own identity. And that leads us to the single most important psychological quest of adolescence, answering that massive question, who am I? In a lot of ways, finding the answer is the ultimate destination waiting on the other side of that bridge. What's really cool here is how we can reframe a common term. We often call this an identity crisis, right? Which makes it sound like a disease or a problem that needs to be fixed. But our source encourages this really powerful shift in thinking. Call it identity exploration. It's not a crisis. It's a normal, healthy, and totally necessary journey of self-discovery. But of course, a journey this big is never going to be a straight, easy line.
The bridge to adulthood has its share of bumps and obstacles and challenges that you have to navigate along the way.
And these challenges, they're directly linked to the transformations we just talked about. That emotional roller coaster, the intense pressure from friends, new stress at school, and just that general confusion from trying to figure yourself out. These are all normal parts of the territory.
So, this brings up a huge question, one that worries both teens and parents. Can peer pressure be harmful? And the source gives us a simple, direct answer. Yes, without guidance. That last part, without guidance, is the key to everything.
So where does that guidance come from? Well, the answer is simple. You're not meant to cross this bridge alone. Having a strong support system isn't just a nice thing to have. It's absolutely essential for getting through the challenges successfully. Our source points to two critical sets of guides for this journey. Family provides that foundational safety net, where open communication is what builds trust. And at the same time, school and teachers can act as vital mentors, offering both academic structure and emotional support. So what's the path forward? It's really about understanding, not just trying to survive it. The key is to first just acknowledge that this is a temporary transition. Then understand the four big changes, seek out guidance when you face challenges, and actively build the support system you need to get across. And that leaves us with this final, powerful idea. This is the single most important takeaway from our whole explainer. Adolescence is not a problem that needs to be solved. It's a vital, necessary, and temporary phase of life that simply needs to be understood. It's not a flaw, it's the bridge to your future self.